Hey guys, so this is a kind of a strange alternate reading for the 23rd, today's topic for the 23rd of September. And I can't really even explain why I suddenly decided to do a second one. I recorded one early this morning, and then all of a sudden I was like, I feel like I have to record one more. And I think it's just because, I don't know, I feel like there's more than one group of you out there. So here we go. I don't have any other explanation. It does mean you guys can enter tribe again. And so you get to enter a little bit more in order to win a free read. I will probably wind up choosing somebody tomorrow for a free read. So you may want to enter on this one and the other video if you watch it. So here we go. Okay, so we got the Tower in the reverse, and that was the 9 of Pentacles that you saw jump over there. So somebody's not going to have the destruction that they fear. I feel like if you have been braced for something, feeling like, oh God, I don't know how I'm going to pull through this, it's actually going to be okay. It's actually going to be really good. You've got financial success coming in. Just to see that Tower in the reverse. And this is a very, very destructive tower. This is where you thought, like, man, am I going to have the money to pay rent, or am I going to have to move? No, this is like, it's going to be okay. You've got stability here that you didn't expect to have. Now, admittedly, that 9 of Pentacles usually means you are your own stability. You are your hero. 6 of Pentacles, though, no, because somebody comes in and gives you equal give and take. Something that you deserved a long time ago comes in for you. Could be money, an awful lot of pentacle energy, but it comes in at just the right moment. It's like, oh my gosh, they paid me. I never thought I'd see that money. Or somebody comes in and they offer you exactly what you need. This is not like a gift per se. It's something I was going to say that you definitely worked for, and you just got the 8 of Pentacles. Man, what the heck with all the Pentacles cards, huh? Lots and lots of growth here. Lots and lots of success. Why are you having this success? I mean, not like you don't deserve it, but I'm just wondering, why is the universe giving this to you right now? This is wonderful to see. Absolutely wonderful. Strength card in the reverse, because somebody was manipulating their power over you prior to this. This could be like, if you have been trying really hard to change your circumstances and you felt like it was an uphill battle and you just didn't feel like things were going to work out, and on top of it, there had been something, I feel like this is unfair. Somebody either wouldn't let you go, or somebody was holding on tight, or they were kind of throwing their weight around. They were delaying your success just because they could. They were delaying you being able to move, or you being able to leave, and you thought, oh, this is going to be awful. This is going to be awful. I'm going to lose everything. And instead, because of your perseverance, because you kept trying to put energy in, it's like they had a change of heart, and they were like, you know what, I probably shouldn't be such a jerk to you right now. We've got this 5 of Cups in the reverse. This is, I almost feel like somebody was a little ashamed of the way they've been treating you all of a sudden. They've been ashamed that it's like they don't want to have that remorse that they know they were acting a fool. Somebody was behaving badly. They were throwing a monkey wrench because they could. They were throwing their weight around, but that's all shifting. We got that 2 of Pentacles next. Again, this seems like harmony and balance to me. It might be kind of like, what's the catch? You might be like, I don't understand why this person suddenly changed their tune, but it's nice to finally see balance. I don't know what all the Pentacles are about. This is either all about money, or this is all about abundance and stability in general. Okay, what's that leading us to? It's leading us to 8 of Wands, and then there was another card. I felt like a couple of the cards felt too thick, and this was stuck together. You probably could hear the little we have somebody now coming forward to talk and even explain about why they were being deceptive, why they didn't want you to move on, why they were intentionally bogging things down. This could be somebody who was delaying a divorce and you thought, oh, it's because they want everything. No, they're actually going to be fair, but they wanted to hold on to you. And now they feel kind of bad about that. Or this is, maybe this isn't your story at all, but it feels like somebody is finally ready to talk and admit, I did that because. Why? Why did somebody be mean to you? Why? What's this about? Ace of Swords in the reverse. Once again, we're still talking about, I didn't want you to go. I didn't want this to be cut off. It's also about, I didn't want to tell the truth. I lied because I didn't want to tell the truth. Okay, but what is that about? Let's change decks again. What is that about? I didn't want to tell you the truth. I wanted to hold on to you. And I knew you wanted to go. So I drug my heels to keep you from moving on. Strength card in the upright. It's like, because I knew that you would have the strength to move on really quick. If I told you everything. This is about courage. It's about fighting demons. It's about, the courage to face our demons, our inner demons, whatever that is. I feel like, Prince of Wands in the reverse. Somebody was trying. Okay, so what you thought they were intentionally dragging their heels to make your life difficult just out of spite or to drag things out. And maybe this is the person that wouldn't say goodbye. They wouldn't release you. They would never close the door. They did all that because they didn't want you to have the door closed, thinking poorly of them. But the thing is, they behaved in such a way that that's all you could think is like, this person is a real jerk. But in the end, they've had this change of heart and now they're playing ball. They're kind of like ready to have a conversation, ready to tell some truth. But the truth is, I was holding on to you until I thought I could get myself more balanced, until I could not be so scattered. I feel like somebody was trying to keep your energy, being kind of deceptive, holding on to you. And that was creating havoc in your life. If this was like a boss who had promised you a raise, promised you this other position, but then they kept, moving that conversation. So the conversation wasn't happening. It might be because they wanted to string you along for selfish reasons, admittedly, but it was also because if they were going to make you an offer, they needed it to be really stable. So instead, if they couldn't do that, they didn't want to reveal that they weren't really stable at that point. So they strung it along, kind of used deceptive tactics. Wow. It's a little bit crazy because you get your 10 of Cups, you get this tremendous happiness, but I feel like this is what they wanted to be able to offer you. Is that what they're offering you now? This is on one hand, I think that it's a nice reading in the sense that we do have a lot of growth. We have a lot of avoidance of major catastrophe, and the hurt that you imagined somebody was trying to just make a mess of your life, not release you from a contract, not let you go. The reason they held on to you was not to be a manipulative jerk necessarily. It was because they were hoping they could offer you something stable. I mean, I'm not saying that it's okay to hold on to somebody and not just be upfront about that, right? But this could have been in a romantic connection. This could be somebody who was clinging to you, holding on to you, not letting you go because they didn't want you to walk away. So they played kind of that drag out game where they never said goodbye. They never really shut a door. It was always shades of gray. It was always confusing. It was always like, what the heck are you doing? You're not offering me anything, but you won't say goodbye. So what is this? Well, right now anyway, it looks like it's somebody who's been trying to buy themselves time until they could have their act together. But the problem is we still have a 2 of Wands. Two of Wands still says, but now we're still standing at a crossroads. Tell me about the crossroads. I feel like you've been puzzled by this person's. Now you have the Seven of Cups. We just got one more layer of confusion here. I feel like either you no longer know if this person would be your wish fulfillment or if this job would be the job that you want. If somebody behaves that way, it's a little bit hard now to go like, okay, so all along you wanted to offer me something great, but instead of just saying, hey, I really do want to offer this to you, it's, you know, it's not all in the works yet. Can you be patient? These are my intentions. Instead, you kind of drag stuff out. You made me think that you're kind of a weasel. Whatever this was, you didn't like the way someone handled themselves in this because it was very confusing. And now they're ready to come in and tell you the reason why. But it's like, but why didn't you just tell me before? The thing is, even though there's a lot of confusion, we can finally get to some balance now. Temperance. The cards are being laid on the table. Somebody coming clean. Somebody explaining the whole situation. They did not handle it in a great way, at least not from what I can tell, since it's made you perhaps be distrustful or confused about them and their motives, which we never really want someone to question who we are and what our motives are, especially not when, you know, you want somebody to respect you, you want somebody to, you know, trust you. I feel like trust has been a very big issue in this, because I think you had a pretty poor opinion of what somebody was doing. And then all of a sudden they shift their energy and you're like, okay, now I'm weirded out because first you were the fly in the ointment. I had to do everything myself, figure out how to, you know, make things right, survive. And now all of a sudden you want to be super fair. You kind of appreciate me with that Six of Pentacles. I mean, somebody suddenly gives equally and wants to work on things with you with the Eight of Pentacles. And I feel like it confuses you with the Two of Pentacles because they had been not very nice. But now I feel like this explanation, not because you agree with it or think that this is like, oh, well, that's perfect. Then I'm super cool with the whole situation, but rather at least you can hear it and understand it. Like, okay, you're telling me the truth now about why you behaved a certain way. It's weird though, because somebody sees you as their wish fulfillment. Total wish fulfillment. 10 of Cups. I can't help it. I feel like we're still talking about a relationship here. Somebody has always wanted it to be you in their life, but man, they sure didn't show it, because they weren't ready to offer you that. They didn't think their offer was good enough. They couldn't offer it yet. They knew that they were too scattered. They were still all over the map. And now here's the problem. We just got the All Gifted in the reverse. This is where the Pandora's box has been opened. The Pandora's box, because this is Pandora, a perfect thing, a beautiful thing, a fabulous relationship, basically has a whole bunch of stink on it now. And unfortunately, when Pandora's box is opened, the big thing is we can't usually close it again. The stink might always kind of be there, but just because the stink is there, lots of things in life are sweaty, dirty, and stinky, right? I feel like we gotta okay, so this is a huge like roller coaster in this reading. So somebody has behaved in a way that was rude, disrespectful, not very nice, which prompted you to say, wow, they're a jerk. Then they change their tune, which prompts you to say, why? What's the new jerk move here? Then they finally kind of come clean about like, hey, wasn't straight up with you. Really, really, really care about you. Really, really want you. Then it's like, well, let me give you an earful. I do not appreciate this. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's like, wait, what? This is pure crazy. And then as soon as you get that off your chest, it's like, but I still have love here. I even still want to move toward this. I feel like there's a chance to rekindle something, or it's weird because this is so complicated, and this is, again, definitely not for everybody. It's strange that you almost understand it, because here's the thing. I don't know what choice of words this person may use to persuade you, because it seems pretty crazy, right? It does. But there is something sincere about, because you were my 10 of cups, because I really wanted you, because if somebody kind of makes really bad choices because they were so nervous, so psyched out, because this is exactly what they wanted, they weren't good enough for it, they weren't ready for it, they didn't have the emotional capacity to handle and hold on to and feel confident enough to have this amazing person. It's like you represented everything that they wanted, and they weren't good enough to be with you yet. So they wanted to drag it out and hope that they could get caught up in time to then still offer you something. But I mean, definitely maybe the wrong choice, but there's something about this that it's like it comes out so sincere that you can understand it. I'm not saying it's like honky-dory. I'm just saying that in this read right now, for the person who has perhaps been mistreated by this individual, to give them an earful, which is what I feel like the Pandora's box is. Like, you wrecked a beautiful thing. How could you do that kind of stuff? And you know what? I still really love you. It's like we go right from like, I'm angry, I'm hurt, and I want to rebuild this. Like, I feel like like emotions are, just when we thought the roller coaster was going to stop, it like took off for another loop. That's what I feel like. And that's not a bad thing. We got the High Priestess, came out more in the reverse than sideways. So I'm going to take it more in the reverse, which is a big reveal. A big reveal is, maybe I knew this all along. I knew that this was the truth of it all along. You were scared and you were acting like a fool. You didn't come toward me. You didn't offer what you should have, because you ran like a little scared fool. I still feel like there's this little like, like, why'd you do that kind of energy? But at the same time, there's some deep understanding. It's almost like the light bulb has been switched on in a room where you already knew everything that was in that room. You didn't even need the lights on. You could have walked through that room and you know exactly where every piece of furniture is. And now you've turned the lights on and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I figured this room looked like. That's kind of what I feel here. They're really, somehow now they've not told you anything that you didn't already know. Even that this outcome was going to be this way. Two of Wands in the reverse. No more standing at a crossroads. No more pausing. No more questioning what move is this person going to pull now. It's like all their behavior makes sense. And then you kind of even admit, I think I knew this all along. There was never really that confusion. I don't know which direction you're going to go for sure. It looks like there's still love here. Are you going to give that love to somebody again? Or are you going to say, no, no, no? We got Strength card in the reverse, Death in the reverse, and Lovers in the upright. Some of you are really going to say, as much as I don't want this to be over, I got to see if you have what it takes to be steady now. So I'm not going to say that I'm choosing you yet until I can see that we are really coming back together, and you're going to give equal this time. Because if I get any hint that the Strength card is going to go into the reverse again, you're going to manipulate power, or that this is an act of manipulation of power, trust me, I can have somebody else. And I feel like that's just a very like on the nose, very realistic thing. Like if I get one whiff of that stank, one whiff, I am so gone, and I will choose somebody else, and I will have an amazing life with somebody else, or I will have an amazing job somewhere else. One whiff of a manipulation ever again in the history of us knowing each other, and I will choose somebody other than you. But until that time, the truth is, I don't want this to be over. I feel like this is very much, oh, we'll try it again, but don't you hurt me. That's that. And maybe that's what I'll have to call this one. I'll try it again, but don't you hurt me. All right, you guys, that's what I've got on this one. I can't even remember what the earlier reading was. I don't think it was that much different than this. I mean, different tone, maybe different tempo, but I think that the message was essentially the same. So anyway, you guys take care. Bye. Oh, and right tribe. I already said that. You know to right tribe.